My name is Jared James. If you aren't familiar with me, I'm best known as an entrepreneur that gets the unique opportunity to coach and train agents and brokers in the real estate world and speak at conferences in front of thousands of people. But it wasn't always that way for me. What separates me from so many others is that I've actually done everything that I want you to be able to do. For that reason, this is the place to come if you want to learn the strategies needed to succeed in today's marketplace. This is the Jared James Today Show.
Hey everyone, Jared James here, and welcome to episode 50 of the Jared James Today Show. That's nutty to me, episode 50. That means I've done 49 other of these. But thank you to you guys. We keep doing them because you guys keep watching them, and you keep commenting and liking and subscribing and doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to tell you, like I always say when I start these off, make sure you keep doing that. Give this a like. Give it a comment of some sort. Subscribe. Turn on those notifications, guys. You keep doing that. I'll keep making these episodes. Today, I want to talk about something. You know, a lot of times I get my content from you guys. You know, I listen to my emails. I pay attention to the DMs in Instagram and these places and the questions you guys ask. And I pay attention when I'm doing interviews and such to see what people are thinking about. And today I want to talk about 3 specific misnomers about successful people. And the reason I want to talk about this is that, you know, this new world that we're in where there's all this content and there's just access to everything, it's really given us the ability to see that so much of what we always thought was true is not absolutely true, is not necessarily true. And what we think about our quote-unquote successful people is also true. You know, we tend to kind of put things in these blocks where it's like, this what these people are like, that's what these people are like, that's what, you know, to where every successful person wakes up early in the morning, every successful person is awesome with time management, we have these kinds of things. And so I want to talk to you today about 3 misnomers, mainly because I think it's going to help you. I think some of you are trying to be something that you're not, and we're not fully understanding that you can have 2 completely different types of people who operate completely differently, that do things differently, that act differently, that have different personality traits, both successful. And so when you look at that, it's important that we're not trying to put out to whether it's you, whether it's a younger generation, whether whoever it is, this is what success looks like, because then ultimately many of us work against who we are and how we were created and what our gifts are and what our, you know, those ingrained personality traits, and we think we're not successful or we're not doing the things that successful people do, and I want to put an end to that. So the first one I want to talk to you about today is this right here. Leaders are readers. I think I put this up on an IGTV, Instagram TV today, because you hear this all the time, right? You even see it from leaders. You see it from successful people, and they show you the 13 books that they've read the last hour, and here's my favorite one, and everybody's a reader. And I'm going to tell you, for a while I struggled with it because I don't like to sit down and read a book every day. I'm on vacation, I'll do it, but I don't do that. And so I was like, am I not a leader? Am I not successful? Am I not? And then I started realizing that so many of the things that I've said to you guys for years, you know, about marrying the principal, date the model, about how much things are changing, people are still renting videos, but they're not doing it at Blockbuster, they're doing it differently, is also true in many of our beliefs, or what are now misnomers, about successful people. Leaders aren't readers, leaders are learners, right? And that can happen through reading, that can happen through a podcast, that can happen through a YouTube video like this, that can happen through interaction with others, that can happen through reading, that can happen through a lot of different ways. But the greater principle is not that leaders are readers, it's that leaders are learners. Right? It's no different. We've held on to this idea. I think I said this on Instagram earlier. It's no different than saying, you know, great critics watch movies on VHS videotapes. Because that's what we knew. Because that's all we saw for years and years. But why did we see that? It was because it was the only option they had. Right? And so when we said leaders are readers, that was something that was held on to for many years. But why? Because it's all we had. And so you look at today's world, my God, you can read a book now without even reading it. You can listen to it, you know? There's just so much content. Let's get rid of these things that aren't necessarily true. Leaders aren't necessarily readers. Leaders are learners. And however you specifically learn, whatever your way is, that's what matters, right? So let's get rid of that one. The second one I want to talk about. Success comes easy to them. Like, this is something we believe about successful people. And these are the things we tell ourselves. And these are the things that we believe sometimes, but we might not say it to others, but we believe it, that some people it just comes so easy. And some people are just the golden child. Like, everything they do, everything they touch turns to gold. And some people, and we have these kinds of beliefs, and there's a lot of problems with those beliefs. The first one is it's not true, okay? I know a lot of very successful people that a lot of you think it came very easy. I think a lot of you think success comes easy for me. And to believe that, number one, like I said, is a complete falsehood. Like, it's not true on any level. There is so much work behind the scenes. There is so much thinking. There is so much stress. There is so much. But it also is disrespectful to the process, right? To believe that success comes to one person so much easier. And by the way, there was also a day when, well, that person's from that family, that's why they're more successful, or that person has this going for them. There was a day when that was very true. In many cases now that actually works against you, because we have so much content and we have so much availability to information where people are now, they'll actually hold that against you and will not give you a job because of who you are, or will not give you an advantage because of who you are, or will not. Things have changed. The bottom line is, successful people are where they are for a sustained period of time for very specific reasons. Like, I was talking to a guy yesterday and he asked me, are there any posers in your industry? Like, with the internet and everything, I see people getting all these views and they're just buying them on Instagram and they're buying likes and and they look like they're very successful. Are there any posers? And I said, yeah, ultimately. And the truth is, for someone who does what I do for a living, you can go fake yourself into an event, right? You can go fake yourself into being able to speak at an event, but ultimately, you got to have the goods. Because once you get on that stage, you have to be able to perform. Nobody has sustained success by accident and without putting in the work and working those gifts and doing those things. And it's no different with you guys. Someone can lead the month in your office in sales because it just so happened their whole family moved out of a block. But can they do it month after month after month after month, repeatable? You can have somebody who's number one in your office because they got a huge complex to sell, or they got some kind of they hooked up with a builder and they sell a ton of houses that year. But can you do it month after month after month after month, right? The difference between talent and luck is repeatability, right? Can you do that, right? So nobody gets there from a sustained perspective because they're lucky, or because it's because of the hard work. And if you tell yourself the narrative, or you believe the narrative that's different, not only do you disrespect that person, but you also give yourself a built-in excuse to not be successful, to not be a top producer, to not be, because, that's just them. Guys, that's why we have so many of you speak at our advance, right? Hopefully a lot of you are coming to our advance in Nashville in October 7th and 8th, our 2-day event to train, to motivate, to get you ready for the coming year in real estate. You all should be there who care enough to watch my videos on a regular basis. But the reason I bring on so many of our students and people who are in the trenches like you is because there's no built-in excuse. When I teach you something, you can go, yeah, sure, but you didn't deal with this seller. But when your peers are talking about how they overcame that, completely different scenario, right? So nobody gets there because they're lucky. They get there because they deserve it, at least if it's sustained. You can get lucky for, a day, a week, whatever, but not sustained, right? Third one. This is a big one right here, guys. You need to have perfect balance in your life. A lot of people, especially when they look at successful people, and I see this everywhere, they think that it's this whole package. They're like, oh, he or she is so great in business. Oh, he or she is such a great dad or mom. Oh, he or she is, whatever. They have perfect balance. Guys, a scale is balanced at 0. That's when a perfect balance occurs. A scale is only balanced at 0. Are any of you that watch me on a regular basis, or listen to me on our podcast, or follow me on Instagram, or any of these things, is your goal 0? Like, are you trying to get to 0? Because that's what actual balance is in this world, okay? None of you are after 0. All of you are after more. And in order to get more, you can't have perfect balance. Because what the heck is perfect balance anyway? How many hours do you put into work? Because I can just about guarantee it's more hours than you spend with your kids. I can guarantee you that you spend more hour at your job than you do at home. So are you out of balance? I'm not talking about when you're sleeping. I'm talking about active hours. So are you out of balance? This idea of perfect balance is such a 1958, I work at the factory type of mindset where, I'm able to block out my hours, there's no demands, everything's not on demand, we don't have cell phones, we don't have whatever. It's not about the perfect balance unless you're after zero, okay? It's about having proper expectations, okay? My wife, my kids know who I am. Like, they know how I'm built. They know that I'm probably going to, after they go to bed, start knocking some more things out. And I'm always thinking about things and whatever. But they also know that when I go to their games, their practices, out on a date, out on whatever, I'm fully present at that moment. So it's not about balance where we have a scorecard and this many hours here equals this many hours there and we're at a perfect zero. It's about proper expectation, and it's about ultimately understanding who you are and being okay with that and being fully present when you are at things, when you need to be fully present, because perfect balance is zero. And none of you are after zero. I think we can agree on that, right? So guys, those are my three. I could probably cover, 10 or 20. We could probably do a series on this. Maybe I'll do a separate podcast where I do more of them. I would love to hear from you about misnomers about successful people and what you think they are. Comment below and let me know other misnomers that you know are not completely true. If this helped you, like I always say, also comment below, hit yes, because it's always nice to know that something you're saying is helping somebody else out there. Share this with somebody, guys, that you think would benefit from it. Give it a thumbs up. Appreciate all of you. As I always say, that watch these in your office meetings and otherwise. Means the world to me, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll see a lot of you at the advance. Can't wait for that. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Hey there, you, and I am talking to you in particular, person that made it to the end of my video. It means the world to me. But if you made it to the end, I'm hoping that you'll take a second and subscribe right here. Make sure you share that with all your friends, by the way. They're in real estate, sales, entrepreneurial, whatever it happens to be. By the way, if you're looking for a speaker for your upcoming event, click right here to get some more information. And as usual, if you have a question you want me to personally respond, just connect on social. You can click right over here and see all the platforms I'm on. I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great one.